On today's video, we are going to be solving this particular problem. So we're asked to find the value of x in this particular equation of 3 exponent x minus open parenthesis root 3 close parenthesis to the power of x plus 4 plus 20 equals to 0. Now, for us to be able to evaluate this question, we are going to be solving it step by step. So stick to the end of this video. Please, if you are a returning subscriber, I really appreciate. And if you are seeing my channel for the first time, do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if on the long run you are enjoying my video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Now let's continue. Now for us to be able to solve this, we're going to solve this is an exponential equation. And since it's an exponential equation, we're going to be applying the laws of indices to solve or to simplify this particular equation. Since according to the law of indices that root 3 is the same thing as saying 3 to the power of half. So in that case, we now have 3 to the power of x minus 3 to the power of x plus 4 all divided by 2, because we are going to have the exponent plus 20 equals to 0. Now we can say let y squared equals to 3 to the power of x, so that we can now substitute y squared for 3 to the power of x throughout the equation. Hence the new expression will now be y squared minus 3 to the power of x plus 4 all over 2 plus 20 equals to 0. We recall that 3 to the power of x plus over 2 is equals to 3 to the power of x over 2 plus 2, which can also be expressed as 3 to the power of x over 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of 2 according to the law of indices. Hence the expression of 3 squared multiplied by 3 to the power of x over 2 is equals to 9y, since y squared is equals to 3 to the power of x. Now let's substitute for 3 to the power of x as y squared and 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of x over 2 as 9y respectively. Hence we get an expression of y squared minus 9y plus 20 equals to 0. And we can now solve this quadratically to obtain the values for our y as follow. The factors of this expression is y minus 4, y minus 5 equals to 0. Therefore, y is equals to 4 or y is equals to 5. Now that I've gotten the values of y respectively, we can now go back to what we said earlier. Recall that y squared is equals to 3 to the power of x. So we'll substitute y squared for the following values of y that we have gotten respectively to find the values of x. So for when y is equals to 4, we have 4 squared is equals to 3 to the power of x. So we'll find the value of x. 4 squared is 16, so we have 16 is equals to 3 to the power of x. Hence we'll find the logarithm of both sides. Finding the logarithm of both sides, we'll now have log 16 is equals to log 3 to the power of x. From one of the laws of logarithm, log 3 to the power of x can be expressed as x log 3. Hence we will now have log 16 is equals to x log 3. Therefore, if we make x the subject of the formula, we will now have x is equals to log 16 over log 3. And in conclusion, our x is now equals to log 16 base 3. Now speaking of for y equals to 5, we'll do likewise. So for y equals to 5, we are going to be using the recap value here. Y squared is equals to 3 to the power of x. So that is what we are using. That's what we are putting into consideration. So in that case, that will now be 5 squared is equals to 3 to the power of x. 5 squared is 25, so we have 25 is equals to 3 to the power of x. Logarithm of both sides, we have log 25 is equals to log 3 to the power of x. By applying the power law of logarithm, we will now have log 25 is equals to x log 3. Making x the subject of formula, we have log 25 over log 3. Then in conclusion, we have x is equals to log 25 base 3. Thus, our final answer is x is equals to log 25 base 3 or x is equals to log 16 base 3.